Welcome back to yet another episode of these interviews, getting to know the community. I'm Simon, as you know, or Retro, as I've also been named, and today I'm with... How did you want me to present you, man? Your actual name? Or...
You can say Gubbsington. My real name's Zach.
Well, I've had another Zach, so that might be a little confusing. So, Gubbs. I'm calling you Gubbs. I'm Australian.
That's fine by me.
We abbreviate everything.
Yeah, you guys do. I lived down there for 4 months, remember? I think I told you about that.
Yeah, but 4 months is not enough. Not enough to actually understand how fucking retarded we make the English language.
I can hardly... I worked for somebody down there at one point, and like when they would talk to me to tell me to do something, I have no idea what they said. So it was just a whole different language to me sometimes.
And we both speak fluent English, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, see, so
I like to joke though that like I suck at English because like sometimes I just trip over my words.
Well, I could beat you on that. My wife, who is South Korean, was qualified to teach English before I was. So
that's great.
Which I find absolutely brilliant. God love her. No, but she was an English teacher for like 2-3 years and shit, and I'm here struggling to say my ABCs. So
I'm right there with you, man. I need somebody like that in my life.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Speaking of that, man, in the previous interview I just had, like just before this, as you know, we go into. I'm not going to ruin it. If you're interested in how I met my wife, check it out in a month or so. But
yeah.
It is one of the most retarded first time meeting someone you will ever have. How I managed to marry this woman is a goddamn mystery to me.
I'll have to check that out for sure.
Oh, fuck, I'll tell you, I don't care. I love fucking telling people just because I am stunned how the hell I managed to get this woman. She's an idiot. She's with an absolute retard. But, pretty much, it was a Christmas party at my place, right? And like I said, she's South Korean.
Mm.
And I was living with 7 other South Koreans at the time, 2 couples and 3 other single dudes. She was friends with one of the girls in one of the couples because they studied TESOL, which is qualification of teaching English, together. I was a swimming instructor at the time. She wanted to learn how to swim. So my housemate invited her. She got me blind drunk, like absolute blasted. Because
well, that's how it goes, man.
Well, she never drank with an Aussie before, so she wanted to experiment, use me as a guinea pig, and like, I want to see how they are drunk. And yeah, so
Australians are a different breed, man. You guys go crazy down there.
Yeah, the only time you stop is when you pass out, and then you start again once you wake up. So, pretty much, that's how it goes.
I've witnessed that a couple of times when I was living down there. It was a crazy sight.
Yeah, I've had Russians say that, British say that, like just a lot of people that come down here. They're like, "Holy shit, what are these people?" But yeah. So with that, like, she got me blind drunk. I apparently kissed her on the cheek. To this day, I still don't recall any of that. But then, like, that happens, you know, especially with drinking and whatnot, even if you're strangers. But I ended up needing to take a shit. So I was on the toilet and stuff, and the door was open. I passed out while taking said shit.
Nice.
So, you know, got all over my ass, got all on the floor and everything. And then, turns out that was in front of her and 20 other people. So, that is 100% how I met my wife.
That's crazy. That's wild, dude.
And then, like I was saying to Geek, yeah, the next morning I woke up, no hangover, nothing. It was like I didn't have a drop of alcohol in my system. And she was walking out because a few people stayed the night. You know, it was late. People got drunk. I'm pretty sure some people got high. I didn't, but I was passed out. Yeah. So you pass out, you miss out.
Can't really do much at that point.
Yeah, I know. So pretty much I acted like just subconsciously I acted like nothing was wrong. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." "What, you going now?" She's like, "Yeah. Do you remember anything from last night?" I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry, I'll clean it up after. Have a good day." And she's like, "This dude is fucking insane." Like, so since day one, she's known I'm just like a crazy dude that doesn't give a shit. And yeah, I don't know. I managed to put a ring on it. So
Nice.
how I did that, I don't know. A mystery of the world. But yeah, how does that go for first impressions, you reckon?
I mean, it's quite hard to follow, I guess, in a way.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely unique for sure. Can't say I've heard any story that's similar to that at the moment.
If I embarrass myself, I do it with style and class.
Unless it's in a movie with like Seth Rogen or somebody like that.
Yeah, but that's scripted, man. That's all raw. Like mine was raw, no scripted, nothing.
Exactly.
Do that unscripted, and yeah, then come talk to me. But yeah, because I was just finishing getting out of talking to him about that, and it was just like, come to think of it, how the fuck did I get this woman? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love her to death and shit, but yeah, with that first impression, I was expecting like to never see her again and shit. And then
I'd be the same way.
Yeah, I'm stumped. I mean, I'm glad and I'm appreciative, but I'm still stumped on how the hell she's stumped. She's like, what was it about this that attracted me? What the hell? Like, so it goes both ways. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? And she's like, what the fuck did you do? So, but she's a sweetheart. She also does all my edits. So the intro and everything, all credit goes to her.
She's quite talented, because that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, she does have a degree in both art and graphic design, so that may help.
So yeah, so she should be good at that.
If she's not, then how did she? And she graduated on scholarships as well, so that means
so she really knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she's extremely talented, and I support her 100%. Now that's out of the way, let's get I just wanted to liven up the mood, make sure that everyone knows that this interview is not professional and extremely relaxed. I mean,
hey, unscripted and unprofessional is the best way to go.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's exactly how I run my YouTube channel.
I have a YouTube channel? No, I do have a YouTube channel, but let's not get into that yet. So, first question is, where and how did you grow up as a kid? So, it's part of a two-part question. First part is where, and then the second part is how did you grow up?
So, I'm from the States, obviously, from the accent.
Well, I don't know. Some people
mostly from the northern part.
With that, some people did think I was Asian. In
really?
The past. Yeah, and I convinced this dumbass that I was half Korean, half Japanese. I don't. For those that have seen me, I'm extremely hairy and I'm white. So I don't understand how that works. But yeah, so from then on, I never assume anything in that aspect. Continue.
What was that? Sorry, I cut out a little bit.
Again, that happened in the other one. I think my headphones might be fucking up. Yeah, after that, I don't assume anything about languages and whatnot. And, yeah. So
no, I totally get that.
Continue.
Yeah, so from the States, from the northern part of the States, actually from the Great Lakes state, and pretty much born, a lot of people here like to say born on fresh water, because, we got these giant lakes. And I mean, I don't really. I'm kind of a boring human being when it comes to backstory. I just kind of grew up like normal life, normal kid, just like playing video games all the time on weekends and hanging out with my boys. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to it really. I just kind of grew up pretty athletic dude. I played lacrosse for pretty much most of my life. Played basketball for most of my life.
Explain what lacrosse is, because that's only an American sport. if I'm correct.
Well, it's not. It's growing actually. It's actually pretty big down there, at least around Melbourne.
Oh yeah, I'm from Sydney,
so
we have our own style of living up here, and that's we just don't give a fuck about anything really. That's Sydney in a nutshell. So
yeah. But lacrosse it's a sport where there's two nets on the opposite side. It's pretty much like a combination between hockey, soccer, football for anybody who's international. Because I'm freaking American as hell. Call it soccer. What was the last one? I can't. Probably something like basketball.
The best way I can sum it up is if you've seen American Pie, the sport they play in there is lacrosse. Because everyone internationally has seen American Pie.
Yeah, so I grew up playing that. That's from like 6th grade on, and just recently ended. I went through college or uni for the international people, and played that through all my time. Did really well with that, and actually that's why I was down in Australia for about 4 months. Was because coach down there recruited me to come down there. And so I was down there for a little while, played that, and then that was the end of my career pretty much. And so I've traveled around a little bit because of it. I've been to Jamaica, Canada, and Australia.
Nice.
And that's pretty much it. Just a lot of athletics, a lot of gaming.
When you were in Australia, did you just stay in Melbourne or did you travel around?
I was in Melbourne for most of the time, but I actually came up to Sydney for about like part of a week, which was gorgeous. I freaking loved it up there. It was a lot warmer than it was in Melbourne, and that was nice. I actually got to wear shorts for once. And I'm saying that from a cold weather state. Like, it gets really freaking cold here, and I was just tired of being cold in Melbourne. But that's about it. Other than like maybe I took a trip on the Great Ocean Road, but I didn't. Other than that, I wasn't really out and about in Melbourne much.
Oh yeah, nah, Melbourne's boring as shit.
I liked it. I really liked it.
Don't get me wrong. I've been to Melbourne a couple times, and it's so good. It's not bad. It's just like that's where a lot of like the hipsters or the poets and the writers and all of that like to go. And I grew up in Sydney, and for those that don't know, Sydney is named the #1 party central in Australia.
Yeah, like, I can 100% see that.
If you want to go to the best nightlife in Australia, you go to Sydney, kind of thing. And
although I went to one bar and I easily had the worst beer of my life there. It was just disgusting.
Was it VB?
I don't know how you guys pay for that much. That much for that.
Was
kind
it
of
VB? What was the name of the beer?
I don't know. It was some like off-brand weird thing. It wasn't like VB or Carlton or anything. It was just like, I don't even know. It tasted like pepperonis and it was disgusting.
And what bar was it? Do you remember?
No, I have no idea.
Was that in Melbourne or Sydney though?
That was Sydney. We were in like some basement club thing, and I bought a drink there, and it was like 10 Australian dollars, which is like probably something like $8 for us.
Yeah,
alcohol that's pretty expensive for like a beer. It's
expensive here, but if you get the right alcohol, it is way worth it.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Like I've tried my way around a little bit, and I've found some good stuff. But like, that's so much money, man. I was a broke college kid coming out of the States. I couldn't afford that like the good stuff.
Mate, next time you're up in here, I'll teach you a little trick. All right. You've got an American accent. Aussies love that shit. We love our accents, right?
Oh, I'm very well aware of that.
So just play the field, man. Do you know how much, when I was going clubbing and everything back in the day, do you know how much free drinks I got? Like, just, if you know how to network, know how to socialize, and know how to play the nightlife field, you can get anything for fucking free. I mean, like, some dude bought me and my mates a shot just because I helped him by giving him information for the next event at the club. He didn't know. I hooked him up on Facebook. I sent him a message saying, look, this is the next time this event's going down. Next time he saw me, he's like, respect it and everything. And I'm like, well, all right, cool, free shot. And then
there you go.
there was this dude in a club who was gay. Nothing against gays. I'm straight, but yeah, he acted like he showed interest, so I pretended to be gay, had a few shots, and then I bailed. I'm sure everyone's done that at least once. So come on. You're honestly telling me you wouldn't do that for free alcohol, knowing how much expensive it is here?
I mean, I don't know if I would that would be my first instinct is to do something like that. But I would definitely use the accent a little bit if I had done it right. When I was down there, I really didn't go out that much just because I knew how expensive it was. And I didn't really think about I don't know, using my accent to an advantage, I guess.
Oh no.
So I kind of just explored around most of the time.
Oh yeah, no, guaranteed. If you went to a club and used your accent, you'll get both alcohol and girls, guaranteed. All right.
I don't think my girlfriend's gonna be very happy to hear that.
Well, that was a question later on I was gonna ask. Are you in a relationship? So
yep.
Should have saved that question for the statement for previous. Well,
it's all good. She's awesome. My girlfriend's amazing. She's absolutely awesome, and
does she check out girls as well?
She's so talented, and so smart. So I can't say enough about her.
No, don't get me wrong. If you got a missus, just go with the alcohol. You don't need the girls. Sometimes no joke, the alcohol is better than the women. But no. Speaking of that, does your girlfriend did she also check out women as well? Because before I even started properly officially dating my wife, right? We were at a club, and I was trying to impress her. I wanted to be with her, actual get together and shit. So we went to this club, and two really gorgeous Asian girls in mini skirts and tight skirts and shit walk past because it's a club, right? And I'm trying my hardest not to fucking look. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to look like a dickhead in front of her. And then
right.
And then I look at her and she's going, "Wow, I like their legs." I'm like, "God damn." So, here's me trying not to check them out, and my wife at the girlfriend at the time is just like, "Wow." So after that, I'm like, "Wait, were you checking them out?" And she just straight up said, "Yeah, they're good looking." I'm like, "God damn, I picked the right one." Yep.
I don't know if I can say that my girlfriend's done that so far, honestly.
But no,
I think
we have a really relaxed relationship.
Yeah, I mean, so do we. But we went to I met her at uni, and she's still there. I just recently graduated, and it's really, really small. It's maybe a little over 1,200 people. Which is tiny for a school around in the States. And so, I mean, there wasn't really a whole lot to do, not a whole lot of people to see. So it was, I don't want to say it's a boring place.
Oh, I'd say it for you. It was
definitely
fucking boring for you. There. Just admit it. It was fucking boring. It was a drag.
No, I loved it. I still had a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Played lacrosse, hung out with my friends, met her, did the whole school thing. I didn't mind it.
Oh yeah, no, it can still be boring.
Most of the time I just sit in my... Yeah. Sure, I'll go with that.
That contradicts each other. I do notice that, but because
it's a thing.
Well, now it is. If it wasn't before, it now is. In these interviews, we do create random shit. We will be in the Oxford Dictionary by tomorrow. That's good, man. A spin-off question of that. Well, not really a spin-off, but since you said that you recently graduated, one of the questions I ask is, what did you do? You study? Obviously, it's what did you study kind of question.
So I was a physics major. So I studied a lot of physics, the science of physics.
Yeah, I know that from my brother. That must have been excruciating for you.
Yeah, it was tough. My first 2 years were actually probably the toughest because high school here, I breezed through that really easily. I had no problem at all. And then when in my first year of uni, I had a pretty hard time. I had to learn, like, I had to teach myself how to like study, and so that was a pain of itself, and I didn't really enjoy that much. My second year, I just had just a ton of classes and ton of labs, and so I had to really like time manage with that and my sport, as well as some other things, some other commitments in my life, and that was really, really, really difficult. I pretty much didn't have a social life for those 2 years.
Yeah. I don't have a social
after
life
that,
either. Based on let's go with uni. Yeah. Let's go with that.
yeah. I mean, so uni here is different. Like everybody's on campus. Like if I remember right, you're not like on the actual campus. Like you don't live there, right?
I could if I wasn't with my wife, I could, but because she's not a student there, and for some reason they don't allow couples, apparently,
Oh, that's weird.
on campus. Because I actually inquired to live on campus, but it's about $450 a week to live on campus.
Sounds like us too.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It is ungodly expensive to go to school in these states.
And in Australia, it's the
but-
same. I think it's very similar in that aspect.
Yeah, it's just so fucking expensive. Yeah, we all live on campus, and what was I talking about? Totally just derailed my train of thought.
You were living on campus, and then you're gonna go into
my major and stuff. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So I was always on campus. Like I never left or anything, which kind of sucked because I missed being home quite often. And my home wasn't terribly far away from where I went to school. It was probably about like 45 minutes.
Oh, nice.
But I mean, it was tough. Like, I mean, it's a hard science. It's very specific. There's a lot of really, really difficult things and concepts you have to learn. Luckily, I was very good at math, and I mean, still am good at math.
Well, for you to do physics, you have to be good at math. Because my brother, he's all up in that science math stuff. I'm fine. Keep letters out of it, and I may have a chance.
That's the thing though. Like you need the variables in like things like physics, and I also studied chemistry as well. So I did the two of those, along with like a bunch of other math classes and whatever else I was supposed to take for my university. And so I mean, like the variables are like ungodly important, especially for when like now that I'm out of college. Like I have to try to find a job, and I'm trying to do that with my degree, and like I need to understand those kinds of things, like what those variables are, what they represent, and that sort of stuff.
Even for programming, all good. Actually, no. How dare you sneeze on this interview? I couldn't care less. No, even with programming, you need a bit of math in there. For example, I can't continue one of my units unless I pass a math test, and I need 13 out of 16. I got 10 out of 16, because I don't know if I mentioned it, but yeah, math is not my strong point. So
it is tough. Like it's a whole language of itself, honestly.
Oh no, it's basic math. It's just like a couple questions I got wrong because I misunderstood the question and whatnot. Other than that, I do the logical thing and use a calculator.
Oh, trust me, we do too. But when I was first starting off with like difficult stuff like calculus, I wasn't allowed to have a calculator. I was only allowed to write things down.
Yeah, see, with that, I'll just write like, fuck this and walk out. I can't do that kind of shit. I can't. Like, if it's maybe like multiplication, yeah, I can do it in a bit, but like subtraction, division, all that, I know the basics, but other than that, like, it's just more efficient to grab out my phone, calculator, alright, what's going on, or on the computer, just one button and the calculator pops up, so, know what I mean? Like,
no, I totally get that, yeah.
My brother's, he doesn't do physics now, he ended up dropping out, but to do game development, which is really good.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Like, yeah, I think he goes to a specialized IT college now up in the city. Um, but he's really into gaming and stuff more than me. But yeah, with that, he's all up in that math, man. Like, for business, for one of my units, I have to do analytics, which is a fuck ton of math. And,
Yeah.
like using Roman maths, doing the Greek symbols and shit.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know what they
Yeah,
call it.
I had to learn that entire alphabet because that's all over the place, and
Yeah,
like
see, like,
not just in physics, but like chemistry and all the
yeah,
other classes
this
that I
goes to
took as
show
well.
my math level, right? Like, when I saw that, I had to ask what it meant. And then, like, it means this and that. I'm like, okay, good. I understand. What's this mean? And then they're just like, you have no idea what this math is. I'm like, no. You add numbers, letters, and weird symbols combined, and you lost me. Just keep it to the numbers, and we can have a conversation here. And
Yeah.
everyone laughed, of course. I was actually being serious. But
That's unfortunate.
because, like, I honestly had no idea what was happening. So I'm going home, and
Right.
I asked my brother, and he's like, this is simple. I did this in year 12. And I'm like, well, I never went to year 12. So, huh. And then, yeah, true shit. I technically didn't graduate high school. Um,
Hey, fair call. It's not for everybody.
oh, no. Like, I really recommend staying in school if you're, unless you have like a already set career. Like, a few of my friends dropped out and they started their own business and whatnot. If you're
Yeah,
not that
yeah.
kind of smart, stay in school because yeah, it will fuck you up in the end. Um, lessons with Simon. No, all right.
We're teaching the listeners.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean,
We're
some of
learning
them are
them.
probably older than I am, but what can you do? Um,
Right.
I'm 27, so for that, they'll either be my age or a little bit younger. Maybe I don't know.
No, I'm 23, man.
Yeah, I know you. You're 20. I meant the listeners, the viewers and whatnot.
Oh,
Um,
those guys. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, moving on. What made you go into the chemistry part of it? Like, not chemistry. It's physics. They're all the same to me.
Yeah.
So, what made you walk the path that you're currently walking?
So when I was in high school, like obviously, like I said, I was really good at math, and I was really good like with conceptual stuff with that goes along with math. And once I got to university, I had to figure out like what like kind of where I wanted to take this path. And originally, I was doing like engineering stuff. So like my whole degree was going to be around engineering. It was going to be around chemical engineering. Um, and so I was originally intending to get my chemistry minor anyway. So that was always the track. But my school required for the engineering part of things required me to be there for 3 years, and then I would have to transfer to somewhere else for 2 years.
Right.
And I wasn't really about that because one, like especially for like my sport, I had to stick around, or I wanted to stick around for my last year because I have the only 4 years of eligibility with the NCAA, and yeah, it's just um, I just stuck around for that.
Yeah. Don't worry.
And
Take your time.
next,
Take your time. You'll get there eventually.
no, I'm sorry, I got distracted for a second.
Oh, good. I don't
Um,
care. I get distracted all the time. Like, I was fiddling with papers and shit. I was playing with
Yeah.
coins.
Yeah, there's like a noise that just happened. I was like, what the hell was that? Anyway, but like also, if I were to transfer somewhere for 2 years, one, I'd have to go through that transfer process, and two, I could have graduated with my friends. Like I still could have walked with them, but I technically wasn't like graduating yet, so that would have bummed me out. And then like an extra year of uni over here would just put just a huge dent in my bank account, and I
Oh
was just
yeah.
not excited to have that. So there was a lot pointing towards like I should just figure something out so I can stay for 4 years, and that just meant changing from engineering to physics. So it's essentially like the same thing, but it's just like the name is different.
Yeah. Same product, different label.
Pretty much, yeah.
Not bad, not bad. And you've already mentioned that you're in a relationship because of a comment I made previous, which was a good way to segue into that question.
Right,
By
yeah.
the way, unintentional segue right there. That's how we do it.
That's great. It's perfect.
Now, the last question I got is, do you have any siblings? If yes, how was it growing up with them? If no, what do you think it will be like?
Yeah, so I have a little sister, and she, I mean, her and I grew up. I mean, obviously grew up together. She's not terribly far apart in age from me, so we kind of grew up like just neck and neck with each other. And growing up with each other, like I wouldn't say we hated each other, but it certainly wasn't like always a friendly thing. When we were like really really little, my mom would always tell us stories about like what her and I would do, and like we'd be all cool with each other and whatnot. But later on, it was like we just got sick of each other, and like we'd always wrestle each other. I kind of used her as like a little brother, kind of, because I wanted a little brother.
That poor girl.
Yeah, and I mean, she took it like a champ. Honestly, she's like a lot cooler person than I am. Like ever since I went off to uni, like her and I got really close. She's honestly like, if anybody ever meets her, she's easily a better human being than I am. She's got her shit figured out more than I do.
All right, well, this interview is cancelled. When can I book in your sister?
Shut the fuck up.
Just so I can interview someone more interesting, apparently. Nah, you know.
No, and I mean, she's one like super athletic girl. She's very strong, and she's hilarious. She's super loud as well. But yeah, she's awesome. And her and I got close when I left for university, and it's been great since. But before that, it was all like, can't wait for you to leave, and just and hearing shit like that.
Oh yeah, I've got a younger sister myself and an older brother, so I can relate. If you had an older brother, what do you think it would have been like? Like if you're the youngest sibling?
I have no idea, to be honest. Like, do anything like how my sister and I would call each other Goob, like Goober, but just shorter. And Goob and I, like how we treated each other. If it was like an older brother and me, like I feel like I would just be pounded. Like I would just be messed with all the time, and because like I got bored quite a bit, so I would mess with my sister a little bit, but she would do it, like obviously she would do it back as well.
Yeah. But me and my brother, I remember we fought a few times here and there. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
He's into gaming, so I've got a lot of fond memories of playing games with him and whatnot.
Right.
It does get competitive. I'll tell you that it gets really competitive sometimes. Just like, no, fuck off, you cunt, and then like, yeah, stuff like that. So
I believe it.
Good times.
Yeah, I mean, my sister and I were pretty competitive as well. She and I, like, I mean, she didn't really like do anything like gaming with me or anything, but I mean, anytime that her and I could get at each other, that's just kind of what happened.
Oh, yeah, no. If you don't get at each other, you're not siblings or best friends. I've said it in many interviews. Everyone's agreed up until this point. If you're not slugging each other in the face or wrestling or doing something, you're not siblings and you're not best friends. Like, it's just fact.
I would agree. Yeah. I mean, you probably could make it happen without it. But like,
what's the fun?
There's got to be some level of like.
That's
I don't want to say like physicality, because that might sound weird, huh?
That's just, dude. In these interviews, weird works. All right, so whatever.
That's fair.
If it's weird, it's weird. Who cares?
That's fair.
So what were you gonna say about physicality, like
the whole like wrestling thing, like something just like off the cuff like that. Like it just builds a bond, I think, in a way.
Oh yeah, I wrestle my wife all the time, and that you can take however you want. But no, she's always like, I feel like I'm watching the WWE again, because she used to wrestle with her brother, who's a really cool guy actually.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I wrestle, she's like, oh, it feels like I'm wrestling my brother again. So, yeah, no, it happens internationally. Australian, American, South Korean, you know, British, you name it. It's an international fact that you got to wrestle.
Everybody does it.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
I mean, like, think about it. If you see like puppies, they do the same thing. They wrestle with each other.
Yeah,
I feel like it's just like an animal instinct kind of deal.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're a lot cuter than us, so they get a pass.
It's so true.
If you see two people wrestling, it's like, what the hell? Unless it's like in the actual sport. But if you see two puppies,
it's like, it's adorable.
Yeah, and when I lived in Brisbane, right, just an off story here, I used to live with a couple kittens. Right, I'll try and find some photos of that and put it on Twitter. But yeah, and I hated the fuckers because of their adorability. They stole my girlfriend. Like, my girlfriend would come over, and instead of chilling with me, you just hear her upstairs playing with the cats all day. And I'm like,
yep,
you fuckers. But then, when I got angry at the cat, they just went, meow, and I just absolutely fucking melted. It was a lose-lose
yeah,
for me.
You can't do anything at that point. You're done.
Absolutely.
Like, that's just the end.
They were just so small and everything. Freaking adorable. Absolutely adorable. So yeah, that's a different. When kittens and puppies wrestle, it's adorable. When outside the sport of wrestling, if you wrestle, it looks pretty fucking ugly, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. So with that, there's not many other questions that I can ask because you answered pretty much everything, even some of my spin-off questions. You fucking mind reader.
Hey, it's a physics degree, man. Scientists do weird shit.
Yeah, he's just there, you know, with his calculator. Okay, so if A equals this question, B equals this symbol. So I just, like, in the previous interview, I had a fucking massive dig at psychologists. I don't hate them. It's just I've had bad experience with people studying that. I haven't met someone other than the geek. So yeah, I tend to shit on everything, including myself. So you can't judge me, right?
Hey, that's great.
Oh yeah, don't worry. To everyone listening to this, I shit on myself before I shit on you. Believe that. But I will shit on you eventually, guaranteed.
Right.
It's what I do. I'm a troll. Yeah, my brother's new girlfriend found that out as well because I met her for the first time the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just trolled the fuck out of her nonstop, and it was beautiful. I got in trouble off my mom, got in trouble off my wife. It was worth it.
Oh no, trust me, I've done my fair share of trolling as well.
Oh yeah,
my sister and I. Well, so my mom had a work friend that she was really close with, and she was moving somewhere else, and so she let her stay with us for a little while, and so like we have a bunch of pictures with her and like going like doing things and whatnot, and we had like pictures out all over our house for a little while, and people would ask us like, "Who's that? Like who's that in your house?" And my sister and I would be like, "Oh, that's her older sister." Like there's no relation at all. But we would like try to convince them like about, you know, this is our older sister. You've never heard of her, but that's our older sister. And everybody's like, what? Like, there's no way. Like, not a chance. And like people bit into it. Like people who have known me for a long time had like bit into it, and it was pretty damn funny. And then we tell them, like,
that sounds like a typical troll, classic troll right there.
Absolutely, like that's old school.
Oh yeah. Oh, you want old school? In the previous episode, like interview. Without giving too much away in that interview, I mentioned a really old RuneScape meme, if you've ever played that game.
Oh, that's classic.
I mean, like, original RuneScape. The one where it's, like, 8-bit.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it away. If you want to find out what that is, check it out once it's up in, like, a few weeks. Yours is probably going to be up in about 5 weeks from now.
That's fine. That's cool.
Yeah, I just let you know, and then I'll give you a reminder once it's up, of course, and I'll send you the raw file, so then you can put it on your one. No,
That sounds good.
we've reached the end of it. So at the end of the interview, I like to give the interviewee free space. I say this in all the interviews. It's space where you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. You can plug anything you want to plug. You can do shout outs. You can say whatever. If you beat off, please turn the mic down. I do not need to hear that, but it is your space to do so.
No.
So whatever you want to do it.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, so hang on just a sec. Sorry about this. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, I'm also a YouTuber, just like Retro, and I'm a gamer. I'm a Let's Player. I'm kind of trying to follow in the steps of people like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, those kind of people, or like classic PewDiePie, and trying to do it myself instead of being like those people, doing something a little different. Currently working on, revamping my channel a little bit, but I'm pretty excited because I just actually, right after this, I'm going to be doing an unboxing video of this brand new computer I just purchased. So I'm pretty amped about that. And yeah, I'm really pumped to start just pumping out some like really great quality content and see where I can go from there.
Sounds good. With the computer, is that pre-built or are you going to build it custom?
Yeah, no, right now it's extraordinarily expensive to custom build your own computer because of the whole like cryptocurrency like explosion or whatever that recently happened, and people are buying graphics cards for just absurd amount of money, and so those went way up. So there's no way in hell I was going to get a good graphics card without buying it pre-built. So I unfortunately had to go pre-built. I wanted to build my own, but I'm cool with just using something
lucky
for
for
right
me,
now.
I don't need a graphics card because I'm not connecting it to the TV or anything. All my stuff was PC emulator based, so I get to pre-build mine, which is freaking awesome. And
that's great.
I'm gonna actually.
I unfortunately need a graphics card.
Yeah, with that, I was planning, like, when me and my mate put it together, I was gonna record it and make a Twitter video on that. So, so you can see how it's put together and everything. But thanks for joining today. I had a lot of fun as usual, getting to know the community. I hope
no problem,
you had
dude.
fun.
Thanks for having me on.
If I hurt your feelings or whatever, I apologize. I don't know. I just tend to say whatever the fuck comes into my mind.
Yeah, no worries.
So I do tend to offend people from time to time. Some of it's intentional, some of it is not. So glad you managed to finally get on. We've been organizing this for a while now.
Yeah, it's been oh man, it's just hard because we're both on just extraordinarily different time zones.
Yeah, and we're both very busy. Like, I'm doing a double degree and everything as well. So, anyway, all his details as usual is going to be in the description below. And then, sorry, just burped.
Okay, I thought I cut you out.
Oh, no, I burped, but it, for some reason, went out, came back, and went down the wrong hole. I don't know how I did that.
That's a talent right there.
But it hurt my chest a bit. I think, what happened is I burped, and then I think I inhaled, and I inhaled my burp. So that's a thing.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, that's a thing apparently. And hope you guys are enjoying it. If you did, like it. If not, dislike it. And as usual, tell me why you disliked it so I could tell you to fuck off. No, so I can use it for improvement. And I'll catch you next time, man.
See ya.